Good morning, everybody. this I had to run out to the doctor today, and I just wanted to make a quick video before heading home, and just kind of talk about a couple of things, just real quick. So, as many of you know, I am a kidney patient, kidney disease patient. I have to do regular dialysis. I do it at home. I have a unit at the house. I do it there 5 days a week. It's really easy to do it that way. It's a whole lot better than going in center. I did in center for a little over a year, and but I've been doing at home now for a year and a half, or almost 2 years. So it's a whole lot better. It's really nice. And I feel good. I really do. And I'm on the transplant list, and I have been for some time. But this year, every year you have to be reevaluated. So I've just had to go in to do all the stuff to be reevaluated. But in that process, okay, there are several things you have to do. Okay, so the physical aspect of it, they need to make sure that you're physically able, you're healthy enough to actually be able to handle the transfer, or the transplant, I should say. And that's very difficult. I mean, they go through everything. You get everything, and so I that's all doing good. Blood work all comes back very good, and so no problems there. But the big thing is your mental health, and that's really what I want to talk about, is that mental health. And when you're faced with a situation where you have to have a major surgical procedure, such as a transplant or whatever, there's a lot of problems that can come up physically and emotionally, mentally, that can really put you in a bad place. Okay, so that's a really big thing, and I think that's why they make sure that mentally you're stable. And it's not to look at it as if to say they're looking for an excuse to kick you off or whatever. It's more like it's just more like you are going to be okay. You're not going to wig out or anything like that. And trust me, I know what that's like, because I have dealt with anxiety, depression, OCD, a little bit of PTSD from things. And of course, many of us who are ex-JWs have gone through this. And not just us in particular. I think anybody that leaves a large religious organization, or even a small one, or any type of organization that they were part of for a good portion of their life, or maybe all their lives, have that disconnect. And that really plays hard on your emotions, especially if somebody is no longer speaking to you, they're shunning you, whatever. Now, I'm fortunate enough to not be in the position where I'm being shunned. No one in my family, I mean, I have some that won't talk to me, but they live on the other side of I almost said the other side of the planet, the other side of the country. They're on the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast. And so that's no big deal. But most everybody, my brothers, well, the two that I really have anything to do with, I talk to them, my mother, and my wife's family. We all still talk, and they understand how I feel. So I don't have that problem, but I know so many of you do. And what I wanted to kind of talk about is fear, and what fear does to you. Fear is one of the biggest things, one of the biggest hurdles that we have to get over. We have to learn to try and get past that, and that's difficult. I can attest to that difficulty of getting over fear. I was afraid of everything, and especially death. And I think I've touched on that before in another video. But yeah, I was, when I would get sick, if I really was feeling bad, feeling lousy, which didn't happen very often, I'm thankful to say I never got sick that much, maybe an occasional cold every year. But as a matter of fact, right now I got a head cold. But anyway, if I felt really bad, I would literally feel like I might not live past it. This might kill me. Even a head cold would get me to feeling that way if it was bad enough. And on the very rare times that I've had the flu, that definitely made me feel like I thought I was going to die. And I was so afraid of that. And I think I was afraid of the fact, I was so afraid of death because my parents were older people. I was afraid that something was going to happen to them. And I worried so much about it. Oh man, I agonized over the years, and I just let it fester inside me. And that just played too many sick games with my head. So I know what that's like, and I think many others can verify how that feels. And I know each of us are different, so our fear, our anxieties, things that depress us, it's all going to be different depending upon who you are. So there isn't one size fits all for getting around it. But I've had to face this stuff head on when I was diagnosed with kidney disease 3 years ago. It was really tough, and I was just down and out, and I just almost feel like I was giving up. And since then, a lot of things I've put a lot of emphasis on my mental health and trying to find the balance that I don't think I ever really had, because anxiety really started hitting me when I was about 11. I think that was about the earliest it got me, was around 11 years old. And it's just skyrocketed since then, well into my 30s, before I was even treated for anything. So thank goodness I had that. But really, I know some of you out there, one person I know in particular in the XJW community is in very, very dire need of some help. And I know many people comment on his Facebook, please get some help. And I urge you, anybody that has any problems, please seek help. Don't worry about the stigma that goes alongside, oh, you're seeking psychiatric help. Oh, you need to have some kind of counselor. And you might think that is a weakness, and it's not a weakness, okay? Being able to understand that you need the help and seeking that shows that you have strength, okay? It shows that you have the fortitude to go and get yourself healthy, okay? And I really want to emphasize that for everybody, because no one in this situation, and I don't care what has caused it, if it's a religious organization, if it's some sort of club, or whatever the case may be, or even just down and out with the family, about something. Those things can wreak havoc on you. If it's so bad that you feel like giving up or whatever, don't let it win. Keep fighting and get the help that you need, because that's so important. And right now, I'm in a good place, mentally and physically. I am in a very good place, and I'm so thankful for that. But it's come with hard work, and I had to figure it out myself. You might have to just stop and figure it out for yourself. I found what was able to work for me, and I've been able to carve a path for myself. You're going to have to carve a path for yourself as well. What I do might not work for you. Maybe it will. But I'm always I'm open to anybody that says, hey, look, can you talk to me a little bit about this? I am right there for you. If you need, you just message me, whatever. Please, I would love to help if that's what you need. And I just want to stress that to everybody. I was actually watching a video earlier, where a young lady was talking about her coming out of the watchtower, and how a lot of people, and I do remember this, and I never really thought about it at the time, but they say, oh, it's so easy to leave the organization. So people give up, they leave. And she was saying, no, that's not the case. And she's right. She's absolutely correct. You leave something that shows some kind of strength in you to say, hey, look, I know that this is destructive, and I have to get it out of my life. I have to remove myself from this to keep it from doing any further damage. Okay, that shows strength of character, being able to do that. And a lot of people have left, disassociating themselves or got disfellowship, whatever, left because they knew they had to get out of there. And it's been a hard road for each and every one of those people. Some it's come a little easier than others. Some have hard time that continues on, and that's okay. Okay, don't worry about that. Don't worry about how long it's taken you to start to feel better, because if you work hard at it, it will get better. It may take some time. It may take a little longer than you want it to. As long as you continue to put forth that effort to push it away, get yourself better. And there's so many of us out here now. I think when I started seeing videos, there was not that many. And I was about on the verge of leaving myself, and I just wasn't doing it yet. And finally I did. I mean, I just walked away. And the only, I know I do go on Wednesday nights only to take my children, and I don't do that all the time either. And nobody treats me bad or anything like that, and that could be because of my illness. Maybe they don't want to give me a hard time, I don't know. But I don't really worry about that because I let them know how I feel about certain things, and I do it in a nice way. I don't get into arguments with anybody. I just walk away if they want to do that. But I guess you just have to find a good place. I don't mean to sound this cliche, but find your happy place. And if that means starting out in a dark room and shutting the door and just deep breathing, do it. And then gradually you can get to the point where you don't need to do that anymore. You still need to do that deep breathing, but maybe you can do it in the living room. Maybe you can do it with other people. I still have a hard time trying to do something like that with people around. I have to kind of be by myself if I have to do that. So it is a struggle. People, don't let that confuse you. Just because somebody gets on there and they feel a lot happier. Trust me, they've gone through a lot, and they might still be. And it could be a long, long time, a lot of years before it's no longer an issue. Maybe it always will be an issue, but at least you'll have the peace of mind knowing that you have pulled yourselves up and have continued to flourish as a person. And that is the point that you really need. That's the idea that you want to have, and that things will be good. So I wish you all the happiness and healthy. Please, if you need help, if you need to talk to somebody, do it, please. Professional help is really great if you are able to do that. If you don't have the funds, you don't have insurance to do it, there are ways to get that taken care of. Seek out whatever help you can get from your county, from the state, whatever, and just please get that help. And even if it's just talking to another person that you know is going through this, that you might find on Facebook, such as myself, I would be glad to talk with you and help you out in the best way that I can. I'm not a professional, and I will not say that I am, but I have learned a lot, and I've come a long way personally. So whatever that means to you is for you to decide. But I care about you. I care about all of you that come across my videos, that come across everybody else's videos. My heart goes out to you because I know what it's like. We all do. And I want to see that spark of fear leave everybody. Just gone. And I want to see everybody get into that point in their life, because that's that's where your life becomes happy, is when you are comfortable with who you are, and that your family knows that you're comfortable for who you are, and you are able to speak to them without getting into a big argument or anything. You just letting it go. It's like a huge weight is off your shoulders, and I know I've experienced that personally. So, and yes, I have had the struggles too. So we're all in this boat together, guys. So let's keep together, do what we can for one another to help out. And when eventually you go on your separate way, then you've reached your goal. And if you stick around to help out, or you wish to go on with your life, all the happiness to you. I wish it all for you. So that's just a little public service announcement from me. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. I'm sorry if this picture is a little grainy looking. It's like mid-morning and the sun's not right. And of course I'm using my phone, and I don't know how to edit. So all my stuff is off the cuff, okay? And none of my stuff is rehearsed. So if it sounds goofy or whatever, that's fine. If you find a little help from what I say, I hope you do, really. From the bottom of my heart, I hope you do, because I do care for all you people. And I wish the best for you. Okay, I've taken enough of your time, so I'm going to leave now. But just wanted to leave you with a kind comment. And I wish you all the very, very best. Okay, goodbye.